Good morning. Hold on. Bear with me here. Oh, shoot. Little glimpse to my back here. Okay. Oh, just a moment. I'm probably very glitchy. Just give me a minute. Dude, you know what? I can do this from over here. All right. How's everybody? Put this down. All right. Hi. Thanks for your patience. Nobody. Nobody currently, anyhow. My hair has chosen to do its very own thing today, so we're gonna let it do that. Take this off. Oof. So I changed up, rearranged the shelving behind me a little bit. So now I've got more of a visual inventory of what yarn I have, and I'm thinking of like seeing all that stuff out in front of me gives me inspiration for what to do next. So, let me do this. Excuse me. Get rid of that. Okay. Here we go. I was debating even going live. I'm like, well, this was my thought process this morning, right? Like, I don't really have anything to talk about, but just because I don't have anything that I deem interesting to talk about doesn't mean I can't take up space, right? It's my channel. Why the hell not? So here I am talking to myself, which, like I said before, I do it anyways all day. I might as well have a camera to share with whoever comes across this. Now, I'm right-handed, and I wish that this mug was the other way around because I love this mug. I'm a big Office fan. I have my kids got me, I think up here, I think that's Pam. And then I found this one as we were going through some boxes over the weekend. It's Matt Smith from Doctor Who. It's his doctor. I forget what number he is. If he's 11 or 12. And then I've got my Fisher Price Little People. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Fisher Price Little People that I got on the from Amazon, I think. That was a tame nose blow. Everybody Everybody blows their nose, right? Ooh. I can't tell if it's allergies or maybe it's, what was that one? Wasn't there a Ricky Gervais movie or something that every time you sneeze, it's because you crossed through a spirit, like that was just kind of standing there. So, hey, maybe that's somebody came to hang out and I just can't see them on, on the people watching tally because they're not in a meat suit. Yeah, I don't really have much to talk about. Let me see though. I did get an order. Where did I put that paperwork? I got an order for somebody, and that's what I'll be doing today. After this, which deck was chosen? Oh, the Good Tarot. I like that deck. Did I start talking about that one the other day? Because it's very, the 4 suits are earth, air, fire, water. Love that. And I had a discussion yesterday with a friend of mine, and just about spirituality and versus religion versus just our own journeys through how we grew up and were taught and what dilemmas, spiritual dilemmas or contradictions we've come across in our adult lives with what we were taught versus what we're observing. It was interesting. It was a really good conversation, and I'm glad I had it with her. And it was nice to talk to somebody who appreciated, like, who could appreciate what I was feeling, or like who could understand, at least with no judgment, my perspective of what I've been experiencing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I really feel like I want to turn on some music, but I don't want to get copyrighted. And what was I just going to do? Oh, so my friend who was going to take this blanket for me to that Hazel project. I didn't finish it in time, and I think what I'm going to do, I'll just keep working on this, and if I can't get it done, it's supposed to be 12 by 24, and I looked at the details after I started this, so I might I'll just keep working on this, and maybe I'll just make a donation at some random point during the year when it is finally done and send it to them so they can use it for next year. Because I don't crochet that quickly. I'm not an aficionado. I'm just a hobbyist, I guess. I just do it for fun. Here, so you can, I'll share what I'm doing here while I talk. Oh, and there's Lucy taking a nap. As per usual. Lucy, say hi. You want to say hi? There she is. There's Lucy. Yeah. She's my snuggle tester when I crochet. If I'm sitting on the couch, she'll sit on the couch next to me, and like whatever part I'm not working on, she tends to just lay down on and put her head on it. Right, poopers? Yeah. Okay, go lay down. Go lay down. I totally forgot what I was even talking about. Yeah, anyway. Apparently we need a new topic. How was your day today? Maybe I'll just sit here quietly and just, where did that go? And just take up space with you. And if you decide to say hello when you pop in, say hello in the chat. I'll check back every once in a while, but who says a live has to be noisy, right? Maybe am I gonna get in trouble if I share, like, if I play like background noise? Because I need something. It's too quiet here to not have anything for my brain. So I'm using this app I have. It's just called the White Noise app. And I just have the free version. And every night I turn medium rain on and fall asleep to rain. And just turn to rain sounds. But they've got some really awesome sounds on here. Just light rain on a tent. That was one of my favorite parts about going camping, was just having, like, because it would rain every night, like at least one night during our camping trips. We usually only go camping over 4th of July weekend, and we should sleep in tents, and it's just a little pitter patter on the nylon of the tent is just calming for me. Rain on umbrella, and then they've got brown noise. I discovered brown noise like maybe 18 months ago, and there's like a 12-hour playlist on Spotify, and it was like magical for me. It was different than white noise or blue noise. It was just kind of rounder. You know what I mean? Like, it was a round static instead of like a sharp piercing static. Like, I don't know, the tone was lower. Like I said before, I like those low tones, like with the Drum Journey stuff. Those low vibrating tones, like, just pierce right to my core, and it's in the most wonderful way. But brown noise was definitely a way, like, definitely helpful in helping me focus. Oh, let's turn that ringer off. So we're just gonna sit. Can you hear that? Even that's a little too sharp. Let's see. I used to listen. They changed up the app, and they used to have like a distant thunderstorm, I think is what it was. Thunder. Rolling thunder, distant thunder. There we go. That's a little better. There. So I'm just going to have that on. And I'll just be here crocheting. If anybody has anything to say. Crocheting kind of puts me in a meditative state, so say hello if you stop in. Should I put a sign up? Can I put a... Where would you see one? Like if I made a big... Maybe if I do this, let's see. Excuse me. Oh, I'm getting a headache. All right. What if I do this? Sorry, puppy. Put this in here. The kids took my tape and don't put it back, so there. Hopefully that is enough. Okay. There we go. Oh, on my website for, let me turn this down a little bit. I was having a conversation over email with someone inspired to, they were going to place an order and for a reading and asked if they have a specific question, how should they convey that question to me for the reading? And I realized I didn't even have an option to be able to do that. So I added an option to like a free form text field on each deck. If you have a specific question or a topic that you'd like focused on for the reading instead of a general message, you can always put type your question in the box when you place your order. And yeah, that was something that was brought to light just in a random conversation. So it's funny how just the most random occurrences can inspire other things. So like it makes me understand more and more calling something random isn't really accurate, right? Like nothing's random. I'm learning. Nothing is random. And the realization of what you think is a random occurrence might not come to you that, or like, isn't that funny? Like when you say stuff like that, it's not really funny. It's not coincidental. There are no coincidences. It's all intentional. Because like I'm a visual learner and thinker. And just hearing like I'm visual, so I picture it as like an occurrence happens, something happens, and you think, oh, that was weird. And then it's like an open-ended thought or sentence, like somebody started that sentence and somebody, meaning guides or the universe or whatever, fate, destiny, whatever, started a sentence with this random occurrence. And you're like, oh, that was odd or random or crazy. And then something else happens later, whether it's immediate or delayed by a certain amount of time, any non-specific amount of time. It's delayed, but it's the predicate of the sentence that was started with the weird, funny, coincidental occurrence, right? That's how I see it. And I didn't always see it that way. I thought something was like inconvenient or random or crazy that happened. And then it was all for something more, like whether it was for my own growth and understanding or to help guide my future actions, those all kind of go together. Like whether somebody's behavior I witnessed in public was like a, what they say today, like if there's a Karen, right? Excuse me. If there's a Karen, you observe that behavior, and instead of feeding into it and pulling out your phone and recording it, like honestly step in and try and de-escalate, or just walk away and don't fuel the attention that they're getting. Like, and then perhaps that will help you maneuver in the next time you might see something like that happen. I worked at a place for almost 7 years that I miss incredibly. The people I worked with there were wonderful, but we started our family, and when we had the twins, my entire salary was going to pay for 1 day of daycare for 3 kids. And then the rest of the time was going to, or the rest of, like my salary was going to 1 day of daycare for the 3 kids. And the other 4 days a week where my husband and I worked, the kids were being watched by their grandparents. And that's like, it wasn't fair to the grandparents to put that much, it became like a job for them. And they, like, it just wasn't fair to them to have to raise the grandkids because we had to work. But that's a whole other commentary, right? And all that. And like, if I could talk to any of either my parents or my in-laws, they would never tell me that it was inconvenient or like unwelcome that they would spend time with their grandchildren. They would never say that. But it was just a feeling I couldn't shake. Like, it wasn't fair to them to ask them to do that. Like, time spent with grandkids should be fun and unencumbered by whatever, having like raising responsibilities and like a 9 to 5. I don't know. It makes sense in my head, and it's hard for me to put into words. Like, I really feel like trapped in my own head sometimes because I can't put into words what I want to say like that. Like, I wish I could just upload from my brain and download into yours. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's the downloads that we talk about in spirituality. Like, when you get a download, it's like this. I used to call those brain flashes, and I am understanding now those weren't actually brain flashes. What they're called, and the terminology is those were downloads. Like, and they're nothing significant. For example, like, we're shifting topics here, but whatever. This is what my mind does. Brain flashes. So, like, just momentary scenarios that play out in my brain in a split second, like a half a second. Like it's just it's like time freezes almost. And this entire scenario plays out in my head, but it's not linear. Like it's not timeline linear. It's just, it's more visual. And I talked about this with my sister. Like everybody says, like time is not linear. It's only us in this third dimension um, that we see time as linear. Time is not linear. So I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like how? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like what else is about it? So suddenly I had this inspiration or aka a download. Like I pictured a slip and slide, right? Like that's linear. That's water play on a line. And in order to enjoy the entire thing, you have to get from one end to the other on a line. There's no way around it, right? Compared to a pool where you can jump in anywhere and enjoy wherever you are. And it's like a pool, right? That's how I see it. And it makes sense to me. And I was able to understand it that way. So it's as if it's like a visually seeing something like as a sphere, like a memory, like almost like an inside out, like a core memory, or a memory is like one of those orbs. And it was just input into my brain, like into my mind's eye in a millisecond. It didn't play out on a slip and slide. It was thrown into my pool. Right? So that's spirituality according to Morgan. Yeah. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my little nugget of knowledge. My little knowledge nugget. I feel like it's time to check in here. I have a headache. I have no meetings today. That's fun. I have a 2-hour meeting tomorrow. Ugh. All right. Have I mentioned I have a headache yet? and do a little bit more crochet, a little bit more quiet time. And then log off. Take some aspirin, have some breakfast, and start my day. Dive right in. 1, 2. Oh, maybe I'll just finish this part. I'll finish this row. I've been trying to make the Harry Styles cardigan for my daughter for 2 years now. And the squares, the patches that I've crocheted for the pattern, they seem very large. 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to be challenging to try and get them sewn together. Because the pattern I bought off Etsy, I don't know if it's not terribly detailed unless I just can't remember. I'm like making all the square shaped ones first and then like it had all right. The patches seem a little large, but for the size of the sweater to be made, it had like a final measurement of how big your squares should be, how each one should be. And it's like a granny square sweater. And there's different colors with different patterns and it's too big. And like it's really cute, but it was frustrating because I had to make sure all of the, and for a novice like me, it was frustrating. Maybe for a professional or somebody who's been doing this a lot longer has an easier time with it, but it was challenging for me to make sure that the chain length was going to end up being the right one after a couple of rows are done, because the original chain length is always going to change a little bit once further stitches get added to it, things like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so I'm making them now, but there's other ones like I had to visually count according to the pattern that's drawn. I had to visually count how many actual square pieces I would need for each pattern and color. That was annoying. And then like it should be the same. Like why isn't it just listed in the pattern? But whatever. And I can't remember if the printed like instructions of the pattern have what you call it, instructions on how to make the weird ones that like go over the shoulder, whatever. So if I'm not going to get this blanket done in time to ship it to Hazel, I might maybe. See, I like having multiple projects at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like working on multiple projects at a time because it keeps my interest, doesn't get dull. And maybe that's why I kind of fell off the sweater for a while, because I moved on to something else just to keep it interesting. So like I get frustrated when things don't get finished fast enough. Like they don't work up fast enough, but then it's learning to crochet has been like the act of crocheting and seeing stuff come together. It's definitely a lesson in patience for me. I think of myself to be a fairly patient person, but apparently I have my limits. I've learned a lot about myself in doing this. Like, I love the mathematics of it, which is odd because I hated math in school. But excuse me. Like the cause and effect kind of relationship of from one row to the next. Like, if you screw something up in one row, it's going to affect the rest of the pattern as it goes on. And I like that a lot. So, all right, once I'm done with this row, I'm going to log off and get stuff done today to be productive. Maybe I'll go on later tonight. I don't know. We'll see. I like 1, 2, 3, 4. I like being live. I'm sure it would be more fun if people watched, but if you're watching this after it was live, thank you. And if you're not watching this, thank you. Reminds me, my mother-in-law used to write when she would send mail to anybody, like a birthday card, or she used to send out like Valentine's cards to all her grandkids, and she was awesome. But she would write on the envelope, "Let me know if you don't get this." I miss her. I was very fortunate that I lucked out with my in-laws. My husband says the same thing about my parents. It was like it's very random that we both felt that way, but it wasn't really all that random, was it? Because my relationship with my husband brought me into contact with his family, and his sister is a dear friend who I share my spiritual beliefs and ideas and journey with. And why is this such a challenging thing for me to do? Okay, we're just gonna fake it here because this is just the last one to hold this down. There. Okay, and now I actually found my chain markers. Ta-da! Little plastic safety pins, just chain markers that I got when I started doing this, but this prevents me from, like a dolt, accidentally pulling the stitches out. So that's my final stitch, and I'm going to put it in here, and it won't, no matter how hard I pull, it doesn't go through. So I will, not lose my place. It's easy to find, and it won't come unraveled. It won't frog itself while if somebody were to move it or whatever. So we're going to put this away for now. There. Nice. All right. I'm going to go get more coffee. I'm not logging off just yet. Stand by. Okay, look, I found this. I have no idea what these are, so let's go through them together. Can you tell I'm stalling? I found this as I was another basement find from packing. So it's a little like a name plaque for your desk, right? But it's a flip book of a bunch of different sayings. Doing my best. My inbox is full. And they're two-sided, so I'll go through the other one too. Are we having fun yet? And I'm realizing, Jesus, something that I'll share with my sister. Number one expert right here. Do it yourself. Business in the front, party in the back. Ask someone else. Will work for tacos. I'm right on top of that. Kind of sort of busy. I do what I want, Stevie. Ask me about my cats. I don't have cats. I won't use that one. Free advice. Out of office. Put that up in the back here on my when I'm on a Zoom meeting. Bless this mess. Weekend vibes. I don't work here. Oh, hell no. Ask me about my side hustle. There you go. It could be worse. Don't ever challenge the universe. Damn, I'm good. Some of these are fun. None of your business. Kind of a big deal. There's been some funny ones on the other side. Not today. Not a doctor, but I'll take a look. All right. Now the other side. Do you know who I am? Oh, that's one of the lines I used the night I met my husband. Not to my husband, but yeah. My friend Susan, who was with me, knows that was the line we used when we walked into the place where we met Tom. Genius at work. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. VP of Synergy. Major award. It's a major award. Professionally awkward. Some of these are pretty funny. Whatever. Work in progress. Just email me. Welcome to my imagination. Love that. ADDAF. Is that what I think it means? Like ADDAF? It's accurate. What did you bring me? Everything is fine. Officially awesome. You may not speak to the manager. Be nice. Party hero. Vacation forever. I'm going to be late on Monday. Killing it. I'm very, very, very important. Hell yeah. Pants are optional. Ask me about the fucks I give. Somebody put, this is what I was laughing at. The cupcakes I give, but I don't think it says that underneath it because it's all scribbled out in pen. with cupcake stickers over it. Every day is casual Friday. Yeah, it is. When you work from home, those are fun. Anyway. Okay, I gotta go tell my sister about the cupcakes. She'll understand and she'll appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Just thanks for watching. Thanks for taking up space with me. It's always fun. Be a nice human. We'll see you next time.